here when longing the whole
Yeah,
chapter?
this and next part, yeah.
Hare Krishna to everybody. Ajnanatimirandasya jnananjanchalapayaha chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In continuation of reading the book name, chapter 4, when longing reaches boiling point. Once there was a saint living near Nandagrama who worshipped Krishna and Balarama his entire life. He had become so old that all his hair turned grey. His teeth fell out and his hands shook. One day, this sadhu came before his Krishna Balarama deities and spoke to them, aggrieved, "You are not fair. You never reciprocate with my efforts to please you. I have worshipped you my whole life. I went every day to beg food from the villagers to bring you something to eat. I have called for you countless times, but you have never responded. I lived my whole life according to the principles outlined by Srila Rupa Goswami. Every day I call to you in my Kirtana, but you have not given me a sign that you care, not even once. You just stand here, there, you don't talk. And when those thieves came in the night and stole everything from me, I cried out desperately for help while they were beating me, but you still ignored me. Now I'm old and will die soon. Give me permission to leave you. I will go to Varnasa to Srimati Radharani. She is known as Karunamai, full of mercy, not cruel like you too. The saintly Baba got up shaking and weeping. He took his Kamandalam water pot and turned around one last time. That's it. Now you can take care of yourselves. I'm going. Jai Shri Radhe. So he departed. The whole village witnessed this heart-rending scene. People were shocked. Baba, where are you going? You are so old. You won't have strength to return. Maybe you will die on the road. Who will cook for you? Don't try to stop me. I am going. But who will worship Krishna Balarama? They can take care of themselves. The villagers followed the Baba, trying to convince him to stay. Though one by one they gave up. At the border of the village, only two boys still walked with the Baba. Baba, don't go, they implored. Boys, leave me. What about Krishna Balarama? You can take care, or they can take care of themselves. I don't care. Jai Shri Radhe. The boys persisted. One took the sadhu's left hand and the other his right. This parental Baba looked a little closer at them and suddenly noticed one boy was fair and the other dark. Krishna and Balarama had come to give them direct darshana. The Baba was consumed with bliss. Balarama said, "What do you wish to do now, Baba? Will you return? It is evening time and we need our milk. We have come all this way with you." Krishna said, "We are taking you with us. You can give us our milk in Goloka Vrindavan. Just go to Mother Yashoda and she'll give you our milk." When the sadhu heard these words, he fainted. The next morning, the villagers found their Baba still smiling. He had all the ecstatic symptoms of Ashtasattvaka Bhavas, existential ecstasy, and one day later, he left this world for Golok Vrindavan. This is one of countless local Vrindavan stories that shows how sometimes Krishna chooses to intensify the devotee's feeling to a boiling point before he comes to them. Exercises and practical application of Vipralamba. In this chapter, we have described the power of chanting with Vipralamba. Such devotional feelings become a kind of spiritual currency that can purchase Krishna if he is moved by the devotee's sincere need. Krishna consciousness can only be attained by paying one price, intense wind. The Sanskrit word for greed, laulyam, can be translated also as intense longing. That is the price. This type of sacred greed is not cheap. It cannot be attained through pious activities done over thousands of words. That does not qualify one. If we want our chanting to be blessed with feelings of longing, we need to be empowered by Krishna's Shakti. The residence of the Shakti is the heart of pure devotees. In order to open our hearts and enter this elevated mood of longing for Krishna, we have outlined the following practices. Exercise 1. Chanting with the spiritual master. As expressed earlier, Bhakti Shakti comes from the devotee. The prime devotee on our path to Krishna is our spiritual master. Therefore, we should seek the company of our Guru when we chant, as recommended by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. One way to experience this connection is by keeping a picture of the spiritual master on the altar or remembering the Guru while we chant. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a wonderful description of how a former hunter worshipped Narad Muni, his spiritual master, and Muni, an equally exalted soul. The hunter then received the two great sages in the courtyard of his house. He spread out a straw mat for them to sit upon, and with great devotion he begged them to sit down. He then fetched water and washed the sages' feet with great devotion. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 24.274-75. Srila Prabhupada writes, you want me to continue? Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport to this, this is the process one should follow when receiving the spiritual master or someone on the level of the spiritual master. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur also gives a vivid and powerful meditation for greeting and worshipping one's Guru in the heart and chanting in their presence. One worships the spiritual master by offering a seed, water for washing his feet, water to drink, arghya, cloth and ornaments. Then, with the spiritual master's permission, one may begin worshipping the divine couple through chanting and other methods. When one finishes worshipping the deities, prasadam is given to the spiritual master and then to other Vaishnavas and demigods. This process can be done both physically as well as mentally with wonderful results. By the power of one's devotion to his spiritual master, Guru Bhakti Bhava, one crosses over the ocean of birth and death. The spiritual master gives Lord Krishna's mercy. Shri Harinama Chintamani 6.33.34. So I'll stop here for today's reading and just briefly summarize, and we can put the exercise into practice while chanting. So it was a very beautiful instance provided by the author regarding the intense longing for Krishna. Beautiful story of a great sadhu where he has come to such a point that he no longer wants to stay and worship the deities of Sri Krishna and Balarama, whom he has worshipped throughout his life, and he has grown so old and he had so intense of longing that he did not see them. So he showed up his anger mode and he wanted to leave them and go away. But it's like, though we don't see how Krishna and Balarama are with us, finally Krishna and Balarama convinces the sadhu to stay in the same village and keep rendering his services unto them. Similarly, we don't know how Krishna and Radharani or Balarama may enter our life. So we should keep continuing the sadhanas. However, we'll practice the exercise, what we have just read through. It's a kind of an manasa devotional service. As we know that the first step in the connection for Supreme Lord is through our spiritual master. Let's worship our spiritual master mentally by rendering seed unto a spiritual master and offering water and washing his feet and offering clothes and ornaments. Taking his blessings, we start chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna. So I'll start.